Hello, everybody. Welcome to Prime Investor. There's been quite a bit of news about infrastructure investment trusts. These are essentially vehicles that pool a few assets. They may be road assets, they may be power assets into a trust form, and then try to give you some sort of income out of it. These are instruments that are listed in the stock exchanges. We recently had news of a power grid coming out with its IPO, Power Grid Infrastructure Investment Trust coming up with its IPO. Now, before you think of investing in any InvITs, you need to know how they fit your portfolio. What are they essentially? I mean, are they an equity investment or a debt investment? So that's what we're going to discuss today. InvITs are basically hybrid investments, right? So they are a bit of equity. They are quasi debt in the sense that they also seek to give you regular income. So let's take them one by one. Let's take the part which is the foremost characteristic of InvIT, which is the debt part. Essentially, InvIT tries to give 90% of the net income that they generate as distribution to you. When I say distribution, they can be in the form of interest payments to you regularly, dividend payments. The law requires that they make such quarterly payouts, and they can also be simply amounts repaid to you, right? So they come in three forms essentially: dividend, interest, and other kinds of payments. Predominantly, dividend and interest are the payments that are regularly made out. Now, when we say interest and dividend, how do they do it? Is there a fixed return to it? No. So the idea is that they should give out 90% of their surplus, of their net distributable, cash flow, as they call it. But this 90% can vary because their profits can vary, right? So their cash flows can vary. For example, there are a set of roads from which this InvIT is earning toll income. Net of all the expenses incurred for that set of assets, you will be paid out 90% of whatever is available there. So every year, depending on the company's, every quarter, every year, depending on the company's profits, its cash flows, what you are given will vary. So this is what makes it very different from a regular fixed income earning investment, like your bonds or your debentures or your bank deposit, where there is a fixed return, right? Here there is no fixed return, but there is a regularity to the income that you receive. So, in a sense, they are not kind of guaranteed income generating products. In the sense, it's not like you can expect X amount every quarter. So, to this extent, if you're merely dependent on the source of income, you should know that they are much more riskier, and the income can also vary. The second part is that they are quasi equity instruments. Why are they quasi equity instruments? Because end of the day, they are a pool of assets, some set of power transmission projects or some set of roads that are generating income. Now, these roads or power transmission projects can become more lucrative. They may get more toll or more tariff, or conversely, you can also see them go down. Their tariffs may go down. A toll project may suddenly not be earning toll because there are some regulatory changes and all those. So to that extent, there will also be appreciation or depreciation in the value of those assets, and that's reflected in the market price of these InvITs. So the price of these InvITs can go up depending on the prospect that this InvIT holds and the assets that it has. It can also add assets to its portfolio. So when it does this addition, there is value accretion, right? So there are more assets, it's valued more. So there is a capital appreciation for you. So this capital appreciation is what is captured in the price, and that is the part that behaves like equity. But you need to know that currently there are two listed InvITs and one more being listed Power Grid InvIT. But we have not had great experience in the sense the IRB InvIT, for instance, as I speak, it is about half the price at which it listed in 2017. And IndiGrid, which is a portfolio of power transmission projects, that's delivered roughly around 6.3% annually in the past, close to 4 years since it listed in June 2017. So these are aspects that you need to know in the sense that this is not like a regular wealth generating stock, right? Because they are not really putting back the money into the business and trying to grow it. On the other hand, they're actually distributing the money. So they don't seek to reinvest, redeploy, and grow like a typical equity stock would, equity based company would, right? So you have an Infosys stock, or you have an L&T, which would probably redeploy or buy, new companies and use the money at its discretion. Here, they have to necessarily distribute 90%. So the capital appreciation part that comes from asset addition, etc., has to come by leverage. That is, these InvITs have to take debt. Most of the times, they may also add equity, but most of the times they'll take debt to kind of buy out assets or to expand their portfolio of assets. And that also, there is a limit on the amount of debt they can take. Regulatory limits are there, and yet there is a component of risk attached to it, right? So we saw that they predominantly try to generate income, distribute 90% of their net flows. And they also act like equity in the sense that their price can go up due to portfolio addition or the prospects of the assets brightening. But what is the taxation angle? And this is where it gets a little complex. So in general, the interest or dividend is considered as your income and taxed in very simple terms. I don't want to get into details. So if the infrastructure investment trust is claiming certain beneficiary tax concessions, like the 115 BAA of the Income Tax Act, which gives a lower rate of tax for the InvIT, for the SPVs, for the special purpose vehicles. If they avail such benefit, then your dividend and your interest will be taxed. If they do not avail such benefit and they pay full rate of tax, even then your interest will be fully taxed in your hands at your tax slab, but the dividend may be exempt. I repeat, if the vehicle is taking concessional rate of tax, then you will be taxed for the dividend that is paid. If they are paying the full rate of tax for the SPVs, the portfolios that they have, then you will not be taxed for the dividend. And then what happens? So these are instruments that you can sell in the market, right? So what happens? Here again, it's a mix of equity and debt. How? Because there is capital gains if you decide to sell your InvIT in the stock market. But what happens is that the holding period for long term is considered 36 months. It's not 12 months like equity, but 36 months like debt. But the tax rate is similar to equity in the sense it will be taxed at 15% if you sell before 36 months. And the gain will be taxed at 10% if you sell over 36 months. And the overall exposure of 1 lakh for long-term capital gain will also apply here. In the sense, up to 1 lakh, there is no tax, etc. But that's including all your other equities also, right? So tax is a little complex. Interest is taxed. Dividend may or may not be taxed depending on whether the firm is enjoying concessional rate or not. And your capital gains will be taxed. Like it will be taxed with equity slabs, but with 36 months as the cutoff for determining whether it's long-term or short-term. So these are broadly the components. So how should you view these investments? These essentially are hybrid investments. That means you can't entirely depend on this for your income source because they're not as safe or nor fixed, not guaranteed like your deposits. So if this is your only source of income, no, this should not be your first choice. And if you're looking at wealth creation, great growth, then you should be going with regular stocks because the growth here is not that great considering much of the amount is distributed back to you, right? So these are kind of in between. So if you're looking for some income, a regular stream of income, but you're not really dependent on it, then this can be an avenue. And if you're looking at very sedate growth in this, then this will work for you. So that's about it from our side now. Do read our article on InvITs and also our coverage on Power Grid. Thank you.